Hi everybody, Bobby Ogilvy, Project Manager and Professional Coach. Today's question, how do I stay healthy when I travel? So, lots of us have to travel for work. So we're traveling to other cities. We might be staying in hotels, motels. And even if we were healthy back at home, we had our routine in place. We got the sleep we needed. We ate the things we like to eat that made us healthy. We had our exercise routine. We go to another city and we could, only be there for a couple days, or particularly I find longer duration things. Sometimes people that will be on stints of trips, 3-4 weeks at a time, a couple months at a time. Some it's even longer. I know of some high-end consultants, I think like BBM type consultants, and their job is almost on a daily basis, traveling, right? They might be traveling 250 days a year, right? In my opinion, insane schedules, but anyway, that's up to them. How would you stay healthy in that situation? So, you guys probably know some of these answers to start with, but if, let's say, the three strong bases we're starting with in terms of your energy and your health are you getting enough sleep? How's your nutrition? And are you getting some exercise? So that's a good place to start. So sometimes even just the nature of your travel schedule, that plane or that drive you need to catch means you can't get your normal sleep schedule in, right? So I guess one thing I want to empower you to say, listen, as long as you're not the person driving, please feel free to get your sleep. You might be in a 3, 4, 5 hour car ride. I have one coming up in a few days. And yeah, get the rest you need. It's super important. The sleep you need isn't just going to help you be at your best cognitive performance. One study I looked at said losing as little as, I think it was even just an hour, wasn't even an hour and a half of sleep, was equivalent to having 2 drinks in you. So it's almost like you're, being underslept is kind of like you're drunk for the day. That's not cognitively a good state to be in. Also, poor sleep affects your memory consolidation, so poor memory recall, right? So if you're on low sleep, and so let's say you're going to like a conference situation, or some trade show or something where you're going to encounter hundreds of new people, right? Hopefully hundreds of new clients. And you need to remember all that, and you're going to have all these little conversations with little bits of details, right? If you're underslept, all that stuff is not going to stay in your brain. So sleep is super critical that you can not just function well in that moment, but after the fact, get the most value out of it, right? Whereas if you're low slept, yeah, you might not recall that much of it. You might not recall the details you need, which are going to help close you that sale. Second point, nutrition. Think ahead about nutrition, which is to say, I would bring bits of some snacks and food with you, in that sense, because you want to push things more towards mealish options in case you can't get a meal or can't get a meal in time. And sometimes it's a timeliness issue. You might be stuck at a place for a longer period of time, but you'd like to be eating. So some of the best things I've found are almonds are great for that. Protein bars. There's obviously lots of varieties of protein bars. So find the ones that work for you. Or the other thing I would say is actually protein powder. Now to that end, I would say, because normally when you're getting protein powder, it's like a big jug, right? If you can put it in a smaller container, all the better. Or some of the better ones actually have little travel pouches. There's actually a kind that I got into recently, and it's just daily individual packs. And so then you can, as opposed to Bobby taking a big jug of protein powder, I can throw 2-3 packs in, and I'll be fine, right? And anything else nutritionally that's going to help you not only get the nutrition you need, but in a timely manner, so that you can stay healthy. Everyone does this, right? And it's part of it is that you're not just eating bad once, you're eating bad continually. Like you might be having all your meals, 3-4 meals a day, which are all just junk, right? And maybe more sugar and coffee to go with that, which doesn't help anyone. And then the last piece would be around exercising, right? So what's one tip there? Make sure you're exercising as much as you can beforehand. So if you do happen to miss a day or two, you're good leading up to that. Like in that sense, for people particularly that might have an off day in their week or a couple off days, if you can make that off day, your first day of travel, that would be awesome. Most hotels do have some kind of gym facility, so please go use it. In that sense, you want to be thinking around what parts of your workout routine can you do with as minimal equipment as possible, or sometimes even, or there's the small equipment you want to bring with you. I know I saw this or used to have this case, which was almost looked like a tiny laptop bag, and it had like a resistance band, it had some small 3-5 pound weights and some other, like a skipping rope. And now as a guy who does boxing training, right, those would be perfect for boxing, right? I can do a bunch of punching drills with a 3-5 pound weight, and that'll get you pretty exhausted fast. You can use a resistance band for uppercuts, for all sorts of different things, for different like tear down things. Anyway, that's a whole different exercise question. So please use those gym facilities, even if it's not what you typically do. Anything to just keep your body moving and healthy and active, the better. I would actually, in that sense, challenge you. Think of a good routine you can do if you don't have any normal equipment. And I think I'm particularly talking to the power lifters, because they're used to having a big bar for their squat rack and all their deadlifts and bench press and stuff like that, some gear intensive kind of stuff. And you might not always have that. You probably will have, let's say, a treadmill or an elliptical, but not always, right? So challenge yourself, see what you can do. I guess the optimal of this is just you and your music player, zero gym equipment. Could you do a good workout at a hotel that you've just landed at? That would be a good thing for you. Yeah, so I guess just to recap, make sure you're getting enough sleep, which includes sleeping in the midst of traveling. If you can go to sleep on a plane or a car, like that's fine. Secondly, on the nutrition end, bring as much as you can with you. You're trying to eat healthier things, you're trying to get the nutrition when you need it, and try not to eat junk for all your meals for those bunch of days you're traveling. And lastly, be sure to exercise as much as you can, which means try to have that break day leading up to it if you can, and utilize the hotel gym. That's the best I can say. I'm sure I'll think on that more and come up with some other better hacks for you guys. But hopefully that can keep you guys healthy when you're on the road. I'm Bobby Ogilvy, project manager and professional coach. Talk to you soon.